In this tutorial, it'll show you exactly how to use the character range parameter inside the Follower Modifier's timing tab in Davinci Resove's Text Plus effect, so you can isolate and animate just the letters you want, while the rest stay perfectly still. Here, I have a text node in Fusion that contains text consisting of 2 words and 15 characters. The first character on the left has index 0, and the last character on the right has index 14. To add the Follower Modifier, right-click on the text field and select Follower, then go to the Modifiers tab, where all modifiers are listed. If you want to delete a modifier, right-click on its name and select Delete. The Text, Transform, and Shading tabs are where you create text effects by adding keyframes and modifying parameters. In other words, these sections let you define how the letters should change over time. For example, in the Shading tab, you could set the opacity to 0 at frame 0, then change it to 1 at keyframe 30. This alone will simply make the text fade in and out. Nothing particularly dynamic happens until you move to the Timing tab. In the Timing tab, the order parameter determines the sequence in which changes occur. Various options are available. For example, left to right applies the changes from left to right. The delay parameter, whose value is set in frames, determines the number of frames for the interval between changes. Since the delay type parameter is set to between each character, the delay parameter determines the interval between each character. I set the delay to 5 frames, so as you can see, it takes 5 frames for the first character to appear. The second character appears from frames 6 to 10, the third from frames 11 to 15, and this pattern continues until the end. While the All Characters option applies the animation to your entire text, the Character Range option allows you to create a filter. The first character value specifies the index of the first character, and last character specifies the index of the last character in the range to which the changes will be applied. Here, given that my text contains 15 characters, the last character will have an index of 14, since indexing typically starts at 0. Therefore, if I set first character to 1 and last character to 13, the very first and very last characters will fall outside the range and remain unaffected by the animation. If I set first character to 2 and last character to 12, then the range of characters affected by the changes will span from the third character up to the second to last character. So if you specify a range, only the characters within this range will be affected by the Follower Modifier. To modify characters outside this range, or to apply uniform changes, you'll need to go to the Text tab. I'll share a link at the beginning of the description that demonstrates how to create a text effect using character range.
I hope you found this video helpful, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel.